Hello, hello, hello. I'm hoping this is working. I'm still having weird internet stuff going on, but I'm here and I'm glad you're here. So it is Thursday afternoon, 3 o'clock here in Georgia, and this is the Thursday live stream. Again, I don't know if this is working for sure or not, but this thing is. Anyway, so if you're new to the live stream, we do this on Mondays and Thursdays, at least at this point. Mondays at 7 and Thursdays at 3. And part of that is if we have people interested over in Europe or something, they can get on here on the 3 o'clock on Thursday. So we try to talk about classic cars and situations and stuff that needs to be done and questions and answers and all kinds of different things. So with that said, if we somebody asks a question and we get a good answer, they get a bell, just like a TV show. You get a bell, like a ding or something, right? Okay, functional but grainy. Okay. This shouldn't even be doing this because, anybody that's been here knows this thing is just crazy. Just crazy that this thing is even trying to operate like this. And it even says, it even says that it's on the Ethernet. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll continue on there. Now it's functioning fine. Now it's back. Okay. So anyway, we do these, Mondays and Thursdays, and I'm debating on continuing the Thursday or not. I still like it, but I'm debating on whether I'm going to continue that. And part of that reason is I don't know if I'm becoming YouTube saturated, with trying to do this multiple times during a week, trying to put out multiple videos. I don't know what the saturation point is. Where does it not become practical to continue doing certain things whenever, YouTube doesn't reward you for those certain things? So anyway, just something that I've been thinking about. And I've been working on the car. I've been doing stuff. I've posted several videos recently. I did one on the rear valance, parking or backup lights, the brake lights, put those in, the rear trim on the car. And I've just uploaded, I'm still working on one on the rear bumper and the bumperettes or whatever. So that'll be the next video coming out on this car. I still have stuff that I filmed. I have lots of stuff. I still have the heater hose deal. I did the door seal recently, the headliner. There's multiple things that are coming out on the car. But anyway, let's see who's here and get started on maybe answering some questions and stuff, right? So right off the bat, Terry Baptist is here from Pinellas Park, Florida. Richard Byrne from Hernando. I have to say, you have to say it with like a Spanish accent. Hernando. Doesn't seem normal to say Hernando. It's Hernando, Florida. Terry Keithley checking in. Yep, it's Thursday. Have a good weekend. Yes. Dave and Cheryl just checking in before I go to work. Both of us are here. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. So Dave and Cheryl, 2 bells for them. Troy Justit. Hi, Barry and gang from Guyton, Georgia. Phil checking in from sunny California. I'm glad you're here. Don Farbach. Hi, everyone from New York. Crash Rider. Greetings from Southern Indiana. This time next month, you will probably be on a road trip in Jade. Goals. That's a good goal. I hope I'm at that point. Jerry checking in from Middle Tennessee at the Money Pit. Dragon, functional but grainy. Okay. Chris helps us night shifters feel normal as well. Okay, that's good. Wally, 68 Mustang Restoration, keeping with the theme. Wally from rainy Ontario. Well, it's been off and on rain here. It rained like intermittently yesterday, and they're calling. It's sporadic right now here in Georgia. So, Chris, let's see, Christian from gloomy Midwestern Ontario. James Smothers, afternoon, Barry. Glad you're here. Travis Holtman, hi, Barry. Glad you're here. Rick Stevenson checking in. And Terry Baptist, did you get the photos I mailed you? Let me look, because if we're talking about the, I think you'd tried to send me some pictures of model cars, I think. And I think I responded back that there was nothing in the email. Let me see where I know I responded back to something here. Let me look quick. Where's it at? I get so many emails. So many emails. I don't see it now. I don't see it. So if you did, I don't know where it's at. I know we had talked about that. So if not, try sending them again while we're doing this. You all probably wouldn't believe how many emails I get, and how many messages I get, and how many contacts I get from everywhere, from Instagram to Patreon to Facebook pages and all kinds of stuff. So I don't see it. So we're gonna drive on. Paul Lee, taking a break. Good to see you on chat. Okay, glad you're here, Paul. Yes, take a break. Have some coffee. Look, everything's. I didn't realize that I had grabbed a blue mug, blue shirt, and a green car. Green car. But that looks like it all goes together. It all goes together. Okay, let me look real quick one more time to see if yeah, I got the email, Harry, but there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. Just an empty email. Just gives you the title, 2013 Camaros GA1 model car build, but there's no pictures. So I don't know. Chris, really proud of my first compound polish and wax grind. First time doing it, I was scared to go too deep with fixing imperfections. Yeah, you got to take your time. David, how's the weather there? Seeing the hurricanes going around your area? Oh, could be. I don't know. I usually I don't watch the news much or anything. The weather, I kind of just look outside, say, hey, what's going on? Oh, it's raining. Okay. So I don't know for sure. But we're okay where we're at. All good. Terry, it's okay. I got you on that. Travis, you need a secretary. You're getting too big. Well, I don't know about getting too big. I wish that there was a correlation between growing numbers on, this aspect and growing whatever, and having that correlate to a revenue growth. That would be great to see if I had revenue growth that matched all that, but I don't. It's just kind of like, it's very stagnant and frustrating. Troy, we got a lot of rain and some wind here by Savannah, Georgia. Okay, so that's on the coast. You can keep it. I don't want any here. Not right now. Big Red. Hi, Barry. Been enjoying the vids on Jade while we were evacuated due to a wildfire. That was pretty exciting. The wildfire or the videos? I hope the videos were exciting, but I'm assuming you mean the wildfire. I'm glad you're safe. That's scary. Fire is the one thing I just, I don't want to play with fire. Yeah, Terry, it's weird. I don't know why it's showing just, there's nothing there. So if you can check the email and look at it. James, on the last video you posted about trunk trim and letters, when I drill holes for letters, what is the drill size 1/8 inch? That is what I used. In fact, I documented that in the video. I talked about the drill bit that I used. It was a .127, I think, because 125 is of course 1/8 inch. But that's what I used to go through the holes, for the paint. And once I got that out of the way, they went in nicely. So should be 1/8 inch. Good question. Let's see. if the rock is wet, yes, we all need a weather rock. You know, they used to sell those things. People would buy those things. They used to have a pet rock. You remember that? You could buy a pet rock, and I think it was in the 70s or early 80s. You would send off for a pet rock, and people were buying these things. And they would buy weather rocks, but the weather rock really never lies. Never lies. Chris, some people say after 75,000 people on YouTube. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, if you type in, Mustang video or whatever, my channel pops up pretty quick. It does. And I guess if you typed in goofy stuff that makes no sense, there's all kinds of other channels that pop up and get more promotion out of them. But that's the way it is. Troy, has anyone installed a Heights Mustang 2 front suspension? I'm thinking of converting my 65. I have not done Heights. I did a TCI on the convertible car. I can't tell you if the Heights is how they compare. I don't know. Maybe somebody else has done that as well. We'll find out. Somebody have an answer for Troy. Let us know. Okay. I'm assuming it's still working. Chris, I love your pieces on other people's vehicles. Your Cougar video is amazing. Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. That did turn out pretty nice. It did turn out. Having both those Cougars there, that was really nice. That was a good video. Okay. Again, I'm hoping this is working. Drives me crazy. Because it should not. The Wi-Fi is disabled. It should not even be trying to do Wi-Fi. But yet, here we are. 2021, and I'm still struggling with this stuff. As far as the car goes right now, I did put in the door seals, I got the driver's side done. I still have to do the passenger side. I mentioned in the last stream, I think it was, about the ducting for the AC for the Vintage Air, and I was concerned with the connections between the factory mount, factory piece, and the duct that goes whatever. And lo and behold, I rooted around and I found them. It's good. I found them. They were on the old hoses, and I was able to take them apart, test fitted them, and they work. So I do have the passenger side, all that's put together on the dash. So the vent is there, the tubing is there, and then I realized as I was running the tube, it has to go behind the AC box, the Vintage Air box. Well, it's designed so it really can't just wedge anywhere. There's brackets in the way, there's tubing in the way, and the diagram says, over here and to the other side. I started looking at it and I started running the tube over, and I realized that I can't put that in yet. And the reason for that was I'm not done putting in a kill mat. I'm in a video talking about putting in a kill mat and passenger side in place, and I dug up the firewall. But I realized I can't put the kill mat in if I have that piece of tubing in the way. So I had to backtrack. The tubing out of the way and putting the kill mat, which led to pulling out the fuse block, pulling out various things and cleaning everything up, getting the rest of the material off, the old fuzzy stuff, and getting it out of the way, and then, getting all the kill mat up to the firewall. So I call that the fuse block back in, and now I can run that thing over and got it behind. The next thing I can do is the I don't know how the carpet is going to interact with that tubing, that ducting flexible tubing. So I started looking at it and I started running the tube over, and I realized I can't put the kill mat in if I have that piece of tubing in the way. So I call that the fuse block back in, and now I can run that thing over and got it behind. The next thing I can do is the carpet is going to interact with that tubing, that ducting flexible tubing. So that may be another thing. 'Cause I think initially the design or the design intent of the Vintage Air is to retrofit. What I mean is you already have a car that's running driving and you want to put AC in it. So you just take stuff out, put the new stuff, and it overlaps what's already, like your carpet's already in the floor, let's say. So doing it this way, you kind of have to go back and forth and get stuff in, take it out of the way, get more stuff in, put it back, back, you know what I mean? But I do have all the kill mat running on the driver's side now back to the passenger footwell. So I have that transitioned up, and I'm working on it on the driver's side, and things are looking good. I don't know if you probably can't. I mean, with the camera, you probably can't even see much, but it's got a shiny floor, so it's happening. And I do like this. I don't even have to slam that door. I mean, that seal, what is it, Daniel Carpenter seal? It's perfect. Just perfect. Can't complain about his seals. So, and in fact, that's what I used. I know I've said it before. I probably said Dennis Carpenter or something before, and I was corrected, and I probably said it wrong again, but I'm pretty sure it's Daniel Carpenter. And I would not recommend any other seals. Just get the Daniel Carpenter stuff. Be done with it. Gary, I might have to connect remotely with you sometime. Check your connection. Yeah, maybe. Might be able to do that. James, most generate revenue through sponsorships and promote items like 3M, NPD, Mustangs, Tafir. Scott, yes, they will use your platform to advertise. Some say don't sell out, but do you? Yeah. Well, I've been approached by like hokey Chinese companies. I've advertised some for them, but I'd rather have, like you said, NPD, whatever, and have them involved. But I don't know. I don't know I don't know. Dave Britton checking in. Glad you're here. Crash Rider. Okay, who hasn't hit the like button? I forgot, but that has since been corrected. We're good. Got to hit that like button on everything, every video. Like, watch, click on the ads, whatever it takes. Chris, honestly, Barry, you're quite a good one, but you also neglect the fact that most people pay for most of what you do. I hope you expand and continue to do this. Yeah, that's the goal, to expand the process. Now, there's a ton of variables right now, ton of variables going on. What am I going to do with this car when I'm done with it? I don't know yet. I've already had people ask me about buying it from me. So I don't know what I'm going to do on that just yet. I have the 67 to build. I've got the other 68 to work on. I've got the Camaro. I've got a lot of things. And then, of course, I have people that want to, send me cars, which is probably where I need to be. As I've said before, I would rather have somebody provide a car for me to work on, let's say, and revenue from that and build their car and let it, be gone. Now, I don't want to do the whole build like this. I don't want to do everything over. I don't want to build. I don't want to do the interior work. I don't want to do necessarily mechanical stuff. I want to focus on the sheet metal and that sort of thing. That's where my wheelhouse is. So, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. Coming up though. I'm leaning more and more. I hate to say it, but more and more towards replacing the vent windows and the quarter glass, the frames. Not a cheap thing to do, but I also realize that when I sit back and look at the car and look at the finished product, if everything else is nice and super shiny and pretty, and then some bad pitted chrome is going to stand out really bad. So I just think I'm going to have to bite the bullet, replace that stuff. And then, of course, it's still usable as more of a driver car. The 68, the other 68, it may become sort of like that. The red 68. The chrome on it is really bad. I mean, really, really bad. The stuff that's on this car looks almost new in comparison. And so maybe that stuff needs to transfer over to the other 68, make it, more of a driver type of car. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see when it comes about. James, call Florida MPD main office and ask about sponsorship programs. You have to reach them. Yeah, I actually did call them. I think I did talk to somebody there, and they just didn't seem very interested. For whatever reason, I don't know. But I actually tried contacting them and didn't seem very interested. Don, anyone know the price to rechrome the vents? I've heard bad things about the repos. I don't know. I haven't heard. I don't know if there's different ones out there. So, or is there one company that's remaking the vent windows, or are there various companies and one of those makes crappy repros and this one makes a good one? I don't know. I haven't researched it very far, but that's something I need to investigate as well. Let's see if I can't figure that out. But it's not a bad idea to rechrome them. I mean, if you have somebody, I know years ago we used to have a guy up in Tennessee that did rechroming when we had the body shop. I don't even know if he's still in business, but it might be worth it to approach him. But I haven't gotten that far yet. Chris Berry, I think you do great paint jobs. Honestly, I think this builds your reputation, as I wish a slew of painters had video documentation other than the word of mouth. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Once you see it in the process, you see it, I see it happen and what's going on with it, rather than, somebody saying, well, yeah, I did this, I did that. Yeah. In fact, there was a situation, not really a situation, just an observation. I took something to the scrap metal dump. I'm always amazed. In our town, there's a scrap metal place. And I've seen everything from fire trucks to doors for a Bronco, like an old Bronco, to ladders, to lawnmowers, to just you name it. People have tossed that stuff. And, when you see a fire truck, an old fire truck, you're like, wow, look at that thing. I've seen big, like a 72 Chevy, I don't know what it would be, like a 2-ton truck or something like that. It looked like there was nothing wrong with it. And they just mangled it up and destroyed it. But I was there the other day dropping off actually an old refrigerator. And while I was there, somebody was unloading a 72 Super Beetle. Now, they made millions of the Beetles. We know that. But somebody was unloading a 72 Super Beetle to dump, to scrap. I don't know what he got for it. But, I mean, it probably wasn't really salvageable to a point. I mean, they're all salvageable, right? But when do you just say, no, it's just parts? But the point being, this car had, I don't know what they called it. They had the fiberglass fenders with the square headlights. You ever see one of those? So it had fiberglass fenders. It had the running boards that stuck out further, and then fiberglass rear fenders. So it had that, groovy 70s, 80s thing, whatever they were doing with all the fiberglass stuff. And it had a good hood on it, which is probably the only good part of the whole car. The windshield was still intact, which was surprising. Interior was gone. Engine and transmission were gone. But as I'm looking at it, and we're talking about paint, the car was red, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, well, I know people like the hoods on those cars. They'll buy them and they'll put some artwork on them and resell them as, decorations, whatever. So I debated on whether I wanted to try that, but I didn't. But I went to the back of the car, and all the paint on the roof and let's say the C pillar or whatever, all that stuff was just cracked and curled up. And I reached over and I grabbed it and I picked it up, and it looked like, well, there was no primer on the car at all. No primer. And whatever I peeled up, Um, it had to been like body filler or uh, maybe I don't know whatever it was. The car was rusted because the metal had given up or the paint had peeled off, whatever. And I looked at that and said, man, whoever did this, did it wrong because they didn't prep the body right, didn't do all the steps you need to make it look good. Or well, they made it look good, but it was probably one of those like my buddy can paint a car for $50, type of thing. Anyway, uh, it went out, scrapped. It was scrapped. Let's see. Travis, some chrome pieces that are original can be cleaned pretty good. Yeah, it can clean up. It can clean up some. The problem I'm running into is like where the glass meets the channel, especially on the quarter glass, where it meets the channel, it's all rough right there. That's one in particular. And of course, there's pock marks up and down the front edge. James, West Coast Cougar will re-chrome them. Okay, and they're reasonably priced. Well, it might be worth looking into. Chris, is there a chip on the rear wheel arch, or am I imagining it? I think you're imagining it. I don't know what you're seeing. You're probably seeing a reflection because there's I don't know if you're seeing this over here. There's my tripod in the corner, so you might be seeing that reflecting off of it. No chips. West Coast Classic Cougar are great guys. And probably a reflection. Yeah, it's just a reflection. But like I said, it's amazing when you go to these scrap metal places and you just see what people are just tossing, and I grew up in a junkyard, so we had all kinds of stuff like that too, and but I like to recycle and repurpose and reuse as much as I can, but I can't just pick up everything and then I'll have my own little junkyard and not be able to do anything with it. Anyway, as we talked about the shop and different things like that, the biggest difficulty I have with this is the limited space that I have. So, people that want to send me a car or something, I have to be responsible. And, like a body shop, okay, typically a restoration shop will take in 10 projects over the course of a year. And they'll work on car A till X number of dollars is burned up, and then they go to B and C and D and E and F and move all the way through that thing. For me, because I don't have the space available, then I only have car A. I can't really do car B, C, D. So I mentioned before, my wife and I have considered moving to Alabama, and I'll have to check this again. I think Travis sent me something. I'll have to look at it again. Okay. So we're considering, the possibility of finding a place over in Alabama. And if I do, it has to be, I want a bigger shop. And for that purpose, I can have a couple cars in there and bounce back and forth and get stuff done. I might even try to get somebody to help me, if I get the right place, because we all know if you have two people working on something, you go at least twice as fast, right? At least, but we'll see. Terry, it said, I see you sent resent the photos, but it's not, I don't know why. Let's see. It's not showing them. It's not showing it coming in. So I don't know where they're at. Let me look at this. Hold on. I'm going to send you an email. We'll see what happens from there. Anyway, Chris Barry put a small amount of wax on it. Now I know paint shops will hate me when I'm tired of painters saying no because of the color. Why do painters not like black? Well, they like. I'll tell you this. I've said it before. They like black. They do. It's the bodywork prep. It's all the prep. That thing has to be dead on, or else their paint job looks bad. So that's all it is. They know that the car has to look right, or else they'll get the blame for a crappy paint job. Very true. Okay, Travis. Yeah, I'll take a look at it afterwards. We'll get a look. So I don't know what's going on with Terry. I don't know what's going on. I sent you a reply email, so see if that comes through. And I will point out I did a video on the dash. I think I may have talked about this on Friday. The dash pad and getting it in place, because we look at how the sequence of things, right? So you can put the dash in, and there's a trim strip that runs at the base of the dash, and that's what it is. It's a trim strip. So whenever you put the car back together, in this case, I have the dash in, then I can put the glass in. I could have done it either way, but I could put the glass in. But the advantage here is by doing the dash with the windshield out, there's a series of screws that go on the front lip of the dash pad that actually hold it forward onto the metal assembly. If you try to do that with the windshield still in the car, you're going to have a hard time. You probably get screws in, but you're going to have a hard time. So by doing it with the windshield out, it's a lot easier. Now the trim goes on top of the weather strip. So you can't put that in and then try to get the weather strip. Sequence won't work. So I'm at a pause as far as that goes for getting the glass back in the car. Also, what I want to do, I was researching a little bit, and there's I don't know what they call it, weather strip bedding, like a bedding compound that's supposed to go in the gasket. And then also sealant that you can put around the gasket once you get it in. So it's a little more complicated than just popping it in and being done with it. So that's going to have to be on hold for a little bit. I have to get the materials together. I have the gaskets, but I have to get the materials together. Also, the package shelf, I had to verify location of it because I have to cut some holes in it so that the speakers can go in the car. Because I'm gonna have the brand new speakers in the back. What's funny is if you go to like a website like Crutchfield and you put in 68 Mustang and you search for speakers, it'll tell you that the 6x9 speakers don't fit. It says they don't fit. But I can tell you right now, if I look underneath that package shelf, the cutout is 6x9. No, it's not modified. That's factory. It's just a factory, hole that held a 6x9 speaker. So I don't know where they get the information from, but unless there's some variations that I don't know about with these cars, I know that, everybody would put in 6x9 speakers, but the hole is there. So I don't know why I had to actually separate the search to try to find some speakers. So I'm working on getting there with that as well. Sebastian, no rock t-shirt today. Nope. I'm using the American Warrior Garage t-shirt. This was a fundraiser that I bought this shirt for. All right. Okay. It looks like I've got some pictures coming in now, Terry. We'll get a look at them here in a minute. Chris Barry, I put a small. Oh, sorry. Where am I at? Travis, just look at when you have time. Oh yeah, for the what you sent me. Chris, honestly, Barry, if you could get a better shop, then do a body shop training class like Dave Vizard motor class for paint. That'd be interesting. Terry going to try to send them by my Gmail address. Okay, that's what it looks like. That's what I got. Well, doesn't say Gmail, it just says mail.com. So, Ed, how did you get new badges for the Mustang or any other kind of hood ornaments, etc.? I have new badging. It's the Scott Drake stuff for the fenders. I went with the 289 emblem. Even though the car has a 302 in it, it came with a 289. So I'm going to reinstall 289 badging. And I also have a new Mustang script. Other than that, it has on the deck lid, the Mustang script or letters on it. That's it. Other than, well, of course, the inserts for the hood because it has a turn signal style hood. So that's the only other options. Stein is checking in from Norway. Glad you're here. Joachim, I guess that's how you say it. Joachim. However, I just installed my rear window on my 71 Mach 1. Should put on some sealant before I put the chrome trim in. Yes. Oh, should I put on some sealant? Well, yeah. From my understanding, there is I don't know what sealant to tell you to use. You could probably find it, bedding sealant or something like that. But from what I understand, you would go underneath the lip because you got the pinch weld and then you have the lip of the flange. Assuming it's the same, I'm not familiar. I don't know if the 71 is the same or not with the rubber gasket. I don't know if the 71 has a rubber gasket. I forget what year they started using the butyl, not butyl. What was the other stuff? The stuff on a roll. So I don't know if you have the stuff on a roll, if you have a gasket. I'm not familiar enough with the 71 to know. But if you have either way, you can add more sealant around it, or you can, if you have the rubber gasket, you can get underneath the edge and pump some in. Just know you're going to make a mess. Put tape around everything. Try to keep it clean. Let's see. Chris, maker or sleeper. How much do you think power you're getting out of the little 302? I don't know. I really don't know. My buddy built it, and it has plenty of giddy up. I know that much, but I don't know what the numbers are. And, we always overestimate, right? It has 300 horsepower. I would guess between 250 and 300 horsepower. I'm being, conservative. Crash Rider, Iron Man have the day off? No, he's here. He's busy. He's working. You got to find him. Butyl. So you're asking if it use a butyl sealant? Well, you can. I don't know exactly what was recommended on those cars because if I remember, I'm trying to think if the butyl, because modern cars use a butyl in a tube, I believe. What's the other stuff called? It's on a roll. I don't know if it's called. Oh, urethane. I'm sorry, it is butyl. Urethane is what modern cars use. So you have to have a special gun to pump it out and put it in place. I used the butyl strip on a roll is what I put in before. But I've done that and then actually come back with some urethane and kind of filled it between the glass, any gapping between the two. Just know that urethane is tough. That stuff is tough. It doesn't give up very easily. Boyson, did we see you with glasses before? You probably have. I've been wearing them on my live stream. They're reading glasses, and the script is getting smaller on the side of my screen. So I just put on my reading glasses. Let's see. Chris, I believe Danish and Swedes and Norwegians have a Y sounding J. Oh, he's saying Joachim. Oh, Olafson. I guess that would make it more sense. Sorry if I've said it wrong. We'll say Joachim. I'll go with that. Jerry, Permatex makes a window and glass sealant, which is clear. Part number 81730, available on Amazon. Thank you, Jerry. So there's some information for you. Robert, afternoon. All just walked in and sat down in the cool air. Well, that's good. Big King window weld ribbon. Yeah. Well, I think it was butyl is what it was made from. That roll stuff. I think is yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's on a roll. Travis Ironman has invisibility suit on. No, he's visible. He's visible. Okay, I'm gonna go Yoakum. I'm guessing Yoakum. Yes, glass is wrapped with rubber. Okay. Well, like Jerry said, they have a Permatex product, and you have to pump it in. Like, it's a mess. I've seen another video on it. I forget, is it Resto Mod or somebody? They did a video, or no, CJ Pony did a video. That's what it was. CJ Pony has a video, and it made a mess. But they pumped it in between the windshield and the gasket, and between the gasket and the pinch weld, but they gave the name for the product. I don't remember what it was, but like Jerry said, the Permatex makes something, which is a clear stuff. Yoakum, I have an ugly name. Well, I'll give you a bell because you'll probably be the only Yoakum Olafson that we'll have. I don't see that happening again. Chris, I only know that from working with a Johan for a while. Yeah. Well, I worked with a Johan too. He was from Romania. He spelled his name Ioan. Ioan. So Johan was his. Ioan. 88 Katana, nothing like wet sanding for flow coat and clear and sanding into metal flake when you debust the airbrush out to fix now. How great. Oh, yeah. That's not a good sign. Terry Baps is just resent from, okay. All right. I got a bunch of pictures. Well, I say a bunch of pictures. Let me see if I can. I know I can't download them all, but I'll get a couple of them on here. Those look pretty good. I got to click. Let me get here. Get one more while my computer's working somewhat properly. So it's 2000. I think you said they're building a 2013 ZL1. So this is kind of cool. Little detailed model engine. I hope you got that belt on right, or else it's not going to run. Not going to run right. And then, of course, your main chassis and everything. Yeah, I haven't built a model in years. Years and years and years. I'd like to, but I just don't know when I'm going to have time. Those are cool. Thanks for sharing those, Terry. Let's see. Robert, I am not a fan of the old rubber gaskets for windshield, especially when you're doing it by yourself. Yeah. I what are you going to do? What else are you going to do? You can put a urethane on this, and then the trim doesn't work right. Gasket, everything else, I'm not sure there's much alternative at this point. 88 Katana painting is fun. Yeah, I know. Yeah, fun. Most stressful thing you can do over a weekend. Stein, if there was a way I could send you a voice message, I could pronounce Yoakum correctly for you. Well, I think we're close. I don't know. I think we're close. Jerry, CLR made by U.S. aluminum windshield and body sealant is what CJ Penny shows in the video. It is very messy and hard to clean up. Part number CLR 7708. Thank you, Jerry. So good information from Jerry. Chris, Barry, while going for paint, should I redo the glass and trim? I keep going back and forth on it after putting a new front shield in it. Seems never ending for a car worth $26,000 if lucky when complete. Those are tough questions. I'm reusing all the glass in this car. I can't make myself, go out and buy all new glass for this car. Trim, I don't know what's available for your car, but we all know that the old trim looks old when you get it on a fresh paint job. It's always a hassle. So really hard to, the glass always looks great when it's new, but I'm still going to use the original glass in this car. Okay, 88. James, finance tip for the auto restoration. Affirm financing has helped me buy what I need now and make small, very low interest payments. CJ Pony uses Affirm now, point of sale financing. Interesting. Never thought of that. Thanks. Interesting. I'll give you a bell. Good information. Terry, you're welcome. I enjoy building model cars. Yeah. I mean, it's something I enjoyed it a lot when I was a teenager. And then, life got in the way. And of course now my free time is not. I like, and that's why I end up buying a pretty little Hot Wheels cars or the pre-built whatever die-cast stuff, because I can buy it, leave it sit in a box, and I go, oh, that's pretty. I like it. Now what I still want to build some stuff, but I just don't know when I'm going to get to it. Chris James, very good. Oh, very good way to build credit. That's true. Luigi, I have a 3-speed transmission for a 68 Mustang. Should I fix it up or go with something else? Well, that's a good question. What do you want to do? The 3-speed works. I mean, you're talking about a 3-speed manual transmission, I assume. I assume it does a job. Nothing wrong with it. It'll get you around. I don't know what your goal is. So if you want more of a hot rod type thing, go with, put in a 4-speed or a 5-speed. If you just, drive around car, 3-speed's cool. Nothing wrong with that. That's about as far as I can tell you. It depends what your end goal is overall. Robert, I have dozens of model kits from years ago, and I no longer have the patience to build them anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. I have several. I might have 15 model kits. That I have some that are worth some money. If you ever looked at the what is it? It's a yellow 72 Chevy. I don't know if it's a truck or a Blazer or something. Those model kits are bringing $100 or more. And I have 2 of those. One is completely unopened, and one they damaged it when they cut it at the store. When they opened the box, they cut into the box. But it's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, some of those kits are bringing some big bucks. Smash that button, folks. Yep, hit that like button. Chris, building models is when you have your project cars complete. Barry always has one project on the go or another. Yeah, that is true. I'm building full scale, 1-to-1 scale models. Jerry, I have a 3-speed, fully synchronized, in good shape, and is for sale. Should fit your 68 if it has a V8. So I guess that's for Luigi. Travis, if it's a top loader, they last forever. Good point. Sammy and Lisa Smith, Barry. Hi, Barry. The Mustang's looking great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dave and Cheryl, Barry, you have a full-size model. Yeah, 1-to-1 scale. The best kind. But, I mean, I do appreciate people that can build models and are really super detailed. I mean, I really do appreciate that. I haven't built, like I said, I probably haven't built a model I know in over 30 years. I know I haven't. I think the last model I built was either a 56 Chevy or a monster truck. I think I built like a 79 Chevy short bed monster truck. Had tires on it like that big. It's just collecting dust. There you go. Starting my dual gas tank conversion from a single gas tank with this Monday or Tuesday. Step one, I'll be switching out the single truck bed for my dual gas tank truck bed. Oh, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Greg's Workshop checking in from Australia. Hey, I didn't turn off my compressor. I forgot. James, here in Georgia, finding a nearly non-electronic AOD are hard to find at a reasonable price. Going AOD on 67 289 drivetrain. Yeah, Stein, it's my laptop. It's got to be the laptop. I don't know why. Still doing that ridiculous Wi-Fi thing. So now it's getting better. Chris, I'm still hunting for another project. Unfortunately, this hobby is terrible when you're 21 rubbing your chin when the paycheck comes in and the parts bill goes out. Yep. It adds up quick. It all adds up quick. So I'm going to let the compressor run for a minute. I'm going to drink some coffee. Look at that. No, the car's not green and not blue, it's green. Seriously. It's green. Teriyaki spaghetti, yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, it takes that compressor a minute or so to get done. But I'm going to let it run because my Wi-Fi thing is doing its thing. Anyway, it'll quit. It'll quit just a minute. I swear. So I hope everybody else is having a good day, good week. It's the getting close to the middle of July already, which is just which is crazy. You think about it, time never changes, but what does this seem to go much faster as the older you get? Yeah, this seems that way for me. I don't know. It's already the middle of July. Chris, I want to let you know there's a Mustang in my plant that has a layer of dust on it. 65 6289 coupe. Employee says it's sat there for 6 or 7 years. Man. Well, I said before, there's one literally a couple hundred yards behind me. 65 or 6. Just sitting there. Just sitting there. They won't do anything with it. In fact, I drove by it today. Just sitting there. Okay. Well, it's getting close to an hour, and I have things to do. I've got more kill mat to put down. I've got to create a checklist or a wish list of items that I need. So I've got to go over that and make sure that they're available. I know I looked on NPD for the drip rail molding. They were out of stock, but other people had it. So I made up going on to NPD and CJ Pony and Kentucky Mustang and putting everything in that I need and see which one gives me the best price. Because I know NPD, you go over a certain amount, they ship for free. I think everybody does that, but Robert, my wish list, one of everything. Yeah. So has somebody found Iron Man yet? Anybody found Iron Man yet? Anyone. Got to find Iron Man. Chris, Barry, you can't play devil's advocate. Basket case Camaro would be one if the Brooklyn Pony wasn't such a battle. Yeah. The pony car is not in my happy place. Yoakum, thank you, Barry. You're welcome. Crash Rider, the suspense killing me. Where is Iron Man? I see him. He's here. I made it less obvious today. As far as putting it right out in the open. Travis, I can't find him. Crash. Okay, Jerry. Barry, I used whiteboard and one of its masking tape for my to-do list with specific parts needed to be ordered. When completed, I tear off the tape. Well, that's a good plan. Troy, he's below the hubcap over your right shoulder. You found him. Robert, I need to get a Hulk for my shop. The Hulk fits me better. Yeah. Travis, he must be behind. No, he's not behind me. But I can tell you he is right there. He's right out in the open. He's not even hiding. He's right there. Can you see him now? Well, Crash Rider, if I had him sitting right here on the cowl, that's pretty obvious. That's pretty easy to spot. Crash Rider, I need to get a larger computer screen. Yeah, because I've had him right here, and I've had him sitting, right there at the deck lid. That's pretty obvious. That's pretty easy to find. But I had to get, give a little bit of a challenge anyway. I only have so much of a footprint. This is my space, so I have to keep him within the parameters of the screen. So I have to be creative sometimes. But Chris, I love the mechanic game of Where's Waldo. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. You found Iron Man. So I'm going to call it a day. I've got to get other things done, get this kill mat in the car, shorten up this list a little more, and try to get, everything put back together as it should be. Let's see. Welder says, focus resolution not good enough to see him. Well, I'm sorry about that. Terry, I thought he was fighting Thanos. Yeah. James, who's your body supplier, aka sandpaper filler paint? Well, I use Rage Ultra body filler. The sandpaper normally is 3M for the block sanding, the yellow stuff that I use, and then I use what's the other? Now you stumped me. What's the name of that product? Mirka. Yeah. I use Mirka sandpaper for the DA. And I bought some of that through Amazon and some of it from PPG, my paint supplier, when I go over there and I get a bulk order. Just makes it easier for me. But that's PPG. Crusher, I thought that was a trophy on the shelf. Yeah. Greg says, have fun. Ben, still in a meeting, checking in to wish all well. Thank you. I'm glad you checked in. Okay. So again, stuff to do. This has been a good day, good session. And I'll be back on Monday at 7, and we'll do some more talking. I have more videos coming out. I don't know if I'll have the next video come out tomorrow or Saturday, and that'll be the rear bumper. So just keep an eye out for that. I did want to point out Don Thompson. Let me see if I can find this. Don Thompson has told me Don has Betsy. And he decided that he was going to make his own YouTube channel. And just to tell you that I'm gonna share this if I can. So if you want to follow what he's doing, I'm gonna here's a link. There's the name of it. Okay, I just typed it in at the bottom. Dawn's Manufactory. Now I don't know if it's up yet. Let me click on that. So that's Dawn with Betsy, which is great. I think it's a good thing for him to have that and document what he's doing with his car. So anyway, just so you know. Terry says Jade's first burnout. Well, yeah, I've already kind of done that, sort of. All right, Welder, good call. Thanks, Barry. All right, Rick Stevenson, hope that everyone has a great weekend and have a good weekend. Okay, so I'll be back Monday, and we'll do more of this. And, wait a minute. Terry says Jade's first burnout. What's the question? No, I'm not going to do that today. Not today. I think I've actually did a little video segment in the back in the paint booth where I did a little burnout. Anyway, all right. So glad y'all were here, and we'll see you on Monday. But have a good weekend. And until then, take care of yourselves. See ya.